Hi, I'm Tina, MSearch's founder and president. Welcome to this episode of Leadership Delivered, where we discuss and unpack the big ideas behind what's happening in business and recruitment today.
Hello, and welcome to your latest episode of Leadership Delivered. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna Maria. I'm the Director of Operations with MSearch. I'm hosting today with my wonderful co-host, Gianna, and we're together interviewing our founder. We're really excited about it, but before we get going with all that good stuff, let's go with some great stuff. Gianna, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gianna Prosperi. I am the manager of executive search here at MSearch. I've been here now a year, and I'm so very excited to get the chance to interview Tina, our lovely founder.
Thanks to you both. I'm excited to be here as well. I'm not sure what to expect, but I think it's great that I get the opportunity to be interviewed by you two wonderful ladies.
All right, so let's start this interview off with the fun stuff. Tell us a little bit about how you got into the business.
So I got into recruitment straight out of college, actually, and it was my first full-time position. It started off as a recruiter. So Gianna, I've been in your shoes. I will tell you, there's no job that I haven't done other than accounting within the business. So I think that's
Well, it's not too much fun anyway. So.
I know, that's right. I've always been fascinated by people and just really kind of how they lead, how they collaborate, how to hire the right people that can help really transform, an entire organization. And so that was really the start of it, just that fascination with people and what makes them tick. And yeah, I mean, my career started out in the UK. I was working for a global leader at the time. They were the number one recruitment HR firm in the world. So I was very lucky to get that grounding from them, that training. I was working with them between Manchester and London. The company was called Manpower. And it wasn't really until I moved to Miami over 26 years ago that I really saw the opportunity to combine my passion for connecting talent along with my entrepreneurial instinct. So it was a good combination, really, the two. So I founded MSearch back in 2007. And, I wanted to offer something that I felt was missing really in the business. And I felt that was a concierge level of service and just a different experience for the clients. And it really stemmed from the deep root relationships that I'd had with a lot of folks from when I moved here, and just really from, meeting people, whether it was networking events and social, but it was really being able to give that concierge experience and building trust, and then being able to understand what the client's culture was and really the candidate's aspirations and making that match. And I think that curiosity is really what led me to, where we are today.
Wonderful. So speaking of where we are today, can you walk us through the history of MSearch?
Yes. So I started up the firm approximately 18 years ago. In fact, our 18-year anniversary will be coming up in November. So time has certainly flown during this incredible journey. But yeah, I started up the firm as a boutique search and advisory firm. And the advisory piece of it was really being more of a consultant to our clients versus more of a transactional, recruiter client relationship. I wanted to be more of a thought partner and a thought leader to our clients. And I think it was really building on a concierge experience, quality over quantity. So from day one, we've been industry agnostic, but have really built a deep expertise in sectors like hospitality, real estate, private equity, scale ups, technology, healthcare, and so forth. But I think it's really, the history of the firm has really evolved with always the number one priority being to give a concierge, deep rooted, relationship driven type of service to our clients. And I think over time we've evolved into a leadership advisory partner. We actually built that division post COVID, which was really exciting. And that's where we're helping companies not only find the right leaders, but also support them really thinking strategically about how their leaderships will really thrive long term.
Tina, what would you say makes us so different in this space from other search firms?
I think what makes us stand out is really the level of service and agility that we have with our clients. I think, when I think back to the deep root relations that we have with our customers, I mean, some of them have been with us now for 20 plus years. I'm giving my age away now, but some of them for 20, 25 years. So I do feel that we're not just transactional recruiters. I think we combine a reach of discipline in terms of really understanding what goes on behind the scenes with our client, and we become really integrated into their business. So it's really understanding who they are, their culture, what makes them tick, of course finding the right level of candidate from a skills perspective, but it's really being an extension of that organization, so we can come in really as an advisory partner to support the client, and then kind of build from that to make sure that we get the right cultural fit for the client. And we're quick.
Fascinating.
The other thing is I think where our clients really, and I'm kind of going by what our clients tell us, I think that agility and speed to market, I think really places us above, second to none in terms of really being able to go out to market, not only from our network, which is really expansive across the US and globally, but also from a network perspective that we have, but also from a headhunting. The team, yourself, Gianna, Fernando, and the team are extremely savvy at going out and finding that really a hidden talent, the ones that the clients can't find. So that's why they hire our service, to be able to go out and bring that exceptional leadership to the table.
Yeah, and as someone that was in an HRC internally previously, I know the speed, agility, culture matched, and the care that we put in to every search that we're pursuing is really important. That was something that was setting the difference between a really good search firm and not.
Yeah, yeah, I would
With
agree.
those things in mind, where do you see the future of executive search? What part do you feel like new technologies will play? And what do you think will never change?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I mean, I think obviously the obvious one is certainly AI. I think, it is absolutely going to change the way and shape the way, we do business from an industry standpoint, when it comes to, research, sourcing, market mapping, and so forth, becoming more efficient. But I feel that what will not change is really the human element of what we do, right? I think, the trust, building trust with our clients, aligning cultural fit, and really understanding the nuances of leadership. I think those things and those algorithms are not going to be able to be replicated. So I think the best firms that are going to be able to sustain are the ones that are embracing cutting edge AI technology, those types of tools, but really being able to give the high touch service that we give our clients to be able to, deliver, both speed and quality.
Wonderful. Our next topic that we're going to be covering is your leadership philosophy. So
Okay.
I'd love to understand, over the last couple years, you've been a leader for quite some time. How has your leadership changed over time?
Hmm. So I'm not sure my leadership has changed. It's really, I would say, more evolved. I think as a leader, I've always been extremely transparent. I think anybody that's worked for me over the 30 plus years of being in the business, I would say I do set a clear vision. I think there's never a gray area. I've always empowered my teams to really make good decisions, but always been there to support. And, I feel that I am a very hands-on leader. And that started from early on in my career and really has grown from there. So I would say my philosophy is being there to support the team, but really empowering you guys to really go out and make the right decisions. And I want you to thrive. I think my goal is to let people thrive in their own skin, and, and remove obstacles, provide guidance, and celebrate the wins that we all have as a team. So it's very collaborative.
Wonderful. And
Would
what
you
would you say?
agree with that?
Yes.
I would.
I'm not saying that. I'm not paying,
You
but
are very transparent, but like that's one of the most important things I think in a leader, where there
Yeah.
isn't gray area, like you mentioned, and you're never like
Mhm.
wondering about, oh, should I do it this way? I think that that's really important. What would you say, Tina, is your biggest learning as a founder?
I would say grit and resilience. There's no doubt about it.
Mhm.
I think, the business has gone through, roller coaster times. I feel that, even with the current climate and marketplace, I think resilience is really what's going to sustain. I think a lot of small business owners, unfortunately, come in business and then go out of business. And I think what's kept us going the past 18 years is that resilience to change and being able to adapt and really adapt to markets, adapting to, the client needs and really surrounding myself with the right people. And I think that's been really where I've been successful. It's definitely not a one-man show or
Mhm.
one woman show. It really is a team effort. And I feel that, the team that we have, the clients that we have, and just the network that we have in general really creates the success of the leadership.
Yeah.
I think
Because
that's
like,
really, oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
I got so excited. That was a good answer. So I think that's really, it kind of ties into the previous answer that you gave, which is your approach to empowering us and to sort of giving us the view behind the scenes. It makes a big difference too, because then we understand the larger picture and we can sort of pair that with the your learnings become our learnings, and we sort of are more able to move more lockstep, and it
Yeah.
adds to our agility as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's something that I've done. I mean, literally from day one, it's just always bringing the team into the right conversations so that you are empowered. And that's how you're going to learn and grow, right? If I sit in my glass box, which obviously I don't, but if I did, I think it would be hard to really develop yourselves as well.
Mm,
So I think that's really key is, we share wins and successes and we share losses as well. And we learn from them. I think that's really important is to
yeah.
learn from every experience and kind of debrief from that. I know you guys know that because we've done that a few times, but that's, when I think back, that's how I was mentored. And I really feel that
Mm,
for me, I'm really passionate about giving back. And, that mentorship is really important for me because my success is really yours. Or shall I say, your success is my success?
Right.
Well,
So, Tina, was there a pivotal failure or challenge that ended up being a turning point for you and the firm?
I've had a few. I've had a few failures. I think no one can sit there today without saying that. I think it makes you the person that you are. So I've absolutely had some failures. I've tried things. But I think, certainly the one that would stand out probably the most would be, during the time of COVID. I mean, I'll never forget that last, we had a huge rec sheet of positions in play. And I'll never forget the last conversation I had with one of the clients calling me to tell me that, that search had to go on hold, which meant that we had zero business. And, it was very frightening. There was so much uncertainty, around the world, right? Nobody knew what was going to happen. And
mm,
I think being able to kind of take that pause because we were forced to take a pause. But that really pushed me to really think about the business, to look at how we were doing things, how we could innovate. For example, our membership program to provide, our clients cost-effective, flexible solutions for search for those companies that are scaling. That came out of an idea really, post-COVID. So, I think out of, all these bad situations that we've had, I think good things come out of it. But it certainly gave me time to pause and reflect and think about the business and really look at innovation and how we can do things even better. And I also took the opportunity, instead of just sitting there, feeling sorry for myself, I took the opportunity to get dressed up every day. I would go into my home office, I would shut the door and I would call clients and candidates and just speak to people every single day. I mean, I would do like sometimes 10, 15, 20 calls a day just to keep my hand in it and, just see how people were doing and if I could help them and give them guidance maybe on their job search. So it was a good
mm,
time to kind of give back as well.
Yeah.
And, it came back to us because when things turned around, there were a lot of relations that we had during that time that ended up, becoming clients for the company. So I'm grateful for it, and to get spend time with my daughter Zia. coming
Yeah.
home and being able to work with her there, it was precious. So it was a pivotal challenge, but I took it as an opportunity.
Yeah. Silver lining, we all had a little bit more time with our loved ones,
Yeah,
pets, family members,
yeah,
Oh,
everything.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Wanted or not.
yes, definitely.
So here's a question, and I'm going to tie this one in with the previous one a little bit. How do you see that Miami's general culture, dynamic approach to business reflects in how we tailor our services to the clients?
I mean, I think, look, Miami is a city of growth. It's a city of diversity and ambition. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel, we've been able to grow along with the city at the same, pace. I mean, it's truly become a hub for, finance, technology, entrepreneurship, while still retaining, I think, a very strong cultural heartbeat, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I found back when I moved, and it's still the same today, is the community here is it's incredible. I mean, it's such a connected community, and I think anyone coming here from the outside will feel that, will embrace that opportunity to really be supported. And you've got incredible organizations like the Beacon Council, which obviously, as you know, myself and the firm are very involved in. And I think there's so much collaboration. People want to collaborate, people want to help each other, people celebrate success here. And I think that really has helped our business grow because, again, when I was a young girl coming here, without any contact, I knew nobody when I moved here, except one family that my father connected me with that I promised to stay with. I knew nobody. And I think the welcome that I received, it's still the same today, which is remarkable for a city the size that we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's definitely spot on, and it really lines up with how we deliver what we do. I think
Yeah.
it's really important, and in my personal career trajectory, which has had a lot of nonprofit and things like that, it's definitely been important for me to feel like I'm doing and delivering something of value that increases uh, other people's ability to shine, to grow, to contribute. And I'm really excited and happy that I'm still able to do that in this role in a way that's really valuable.
Yeah,
Placing leadership can affect everything within an organization.
absolutely.
So it's a
Yeah,
very honored place that we hold.
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so the next topic that we're going to be talking about is tackling today's markets and challenges. We've kind of touched on the past challenges, but let's talk about today's. So, what would you say is the hardest part about leading in today's climate?
Another good question here. You girls are throwing them out there today. I love it.
No softballs.
I think the hardest part of leading today, and I think I may have mentioned it before, is really just navigating uncertainty while, keeping your team motivated and your clients confident. I think there is just so much uncertainty going on right now. And I think, my advice to leaders is to be transparent, to be agile, to keep listening both to your people and to the market. And you have to move with that. And I think, again, for us, it's about trying to stay ahead, being innovative. Again, I bring back our membership program, trying to be, that was adapted to what was going on in the market. And I think, there were rising costs and expenses. And a lot of our clients were saying, well, we can't afford executive search. So we created a program that is still giving the client a customized executive search feel and program, but it's at a highly discounted cost. So I do feel that even though there is uncertainty, I think it's an opportunity to innovate and really, being able to adapt quickly.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think our membership program is another example of our agility and flexibility and the partnership that we really want to have long term with our
Mm.
clients.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
We all know that being a business owner, you're in the trenches every day, and you're also looking, 50 miles ahead every minute. Where do you see the company headed in the next few years, and what keeps you nose to the grindstone, motivated, and excited about what we do?
I mean, I think in the next few years, I see M Search expanding their footprint. I mean, certainly expanding in, some of the key focus areas, real estate, hospitality, private equity, technology, and really high growth sectors. I think we really thrive in those or
Mm,
with those organizations that are going through transformation and growth.
mm,
And so I do see continuing to expand our footprint there and really just continuing to innovate on how we deliver executive search to our clients. So it's still maintaining that concierge service that we've always prided ourselves on from day one. But again, combining that with the innovation to really continue, keep growing and building our, the client base and supporting the candidates, of course, as well. And I think for me, what keeps me motivated, it's really just the impact on the work that we're doing.
mm,
Knowing that we are making game changing decisions, we're making an impact, we're driving transformation by providing, job growth and shaping industries and providing robust leaders to these organizations. I think that motivates me, and also just just being a great example of a leader giving back to the community. I mean, I'm really passionate
mm.
about that. As you know, I'm on the board for Girls Inc. Miami, and I really want to just be able to give back at this point in my career, as well as obviously continuing to grow the business. Just be a great example to my daughter Zia. She sees the hard work, the passion, the grit that I saw from my family, from my father coming as an immigrant to a
Mm.
foreign country, without knowing anyone as well. And I think it's those disciplines that get passed down generation to generation. That's the legacy I want to leave her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be running the business one day.
I love
She's
that.
Hey,
certainly
she did.
capable.
She did hop on our meeting
She
today.
did.
Yeah.
She did. She hopped on
I
the
think
meeting.
she's ready. In the next few years,
I
she's ready.
know. I know. She said,
Yeah.
"Mummy, I want to take the team meeting this morning." And I went, "You know what,
Yeah,
Zia, go for it."
yeah,
It
yeah.
was so cute. It was so cute.
Yeah.
It's
This has been
adorable.
fantastic. I
Yeah.
like the tables being turned, and
Hmm. We're
you know,
asking the hard-hitting questions.
yeah, you're asking the questions here, but I hope I've
Yeah.
answered everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you have an opportunity. Is there anything that you would like to ask Gianna or I?
Ooh.
Oh, you're throwing a curveball
Yeah.
here.
One or two.
What motivates you? I think what motivates both of you.
Ooh, that's a good one. I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think I'd like to turn that question on you because I think it's a great question.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What motivates you to do what you do, both for the company and just in general?
Ooh.
Yeah.
You
I'll go first.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for the company and personally, I like to just do a really good job. I'm pretty hard on myself. So if I'm not at
Mm,
meeting the par that I want to be, or meeting the bar that I want to be at, I feel a
Mhm.
little bit, unsettled. So just
Mhm.
really doing a good job for the candidates, making sure they're placed in the right
Yeah.
situation, but also placing the right candidates at the company, right? Having that hire 6 months, 12 months, years down the line, continuously have success and be promoted.
Yeah.
I love seeing that. From
Yeah.
even earlier in my career, I see some people that are still at the same companies that I placed them
Yeah.
at now in director level
Isn't it
position
the
where,
best?
yeah, it's the best.
mm,
Yeah.
It's the best. And
That's why
I
we,
still keep contact with them. I think relationships are everything. So that's
yes.
one thing that will motivate me. And similar to you, Tina, I had an immigrant family. My mother was born in Italy, and my family didn't have much. We were comfortable, but we didn't have much. But she was working all the time, so
Mm.
I think her work ethic as well
Yeah.
was instilled in me. And I think that goes back to the bar that I've been
Yeah.
set, right?
Yeah.
And I want my future children to have
Yeah.
that same, I
Yeah.
guess, perspective.
Yeah. And I think that's beautiful. And I can see that, Gianna, just from working with you on a day to day, that your passion and shine shows through. And that's why, you're so great at what you do. And I think that leads beautifully into Anna Maria because I know your lovely mother very well.
you
We're
That's
all
do.
the
from strong
we're
mothers
all we
and
are.
I
immigrant
know.
families,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
all
And
three.
that's how Anna Maria came to our firm is through her lovely mother Millie. So I'll
Yeah.
let you answer the question, Anna Maria.
Oh man. So similar to you, Gianna, I'm first generation American. My mother wasn't born here, and my family isn't from here. They're from Cuba and Venezuela. And I think that that makes us driven. We have something to prove. Our families were starting over when they came here. But aside from that, we also come with an abundance of cultural nuance that's informed by our experience, right? So I'm not South American or Caribbean, I'm also American. And those things all mixed together have made me be able to see people's humanity more. And I think that underlies what motivates me most of the time, which is being able to not just be of service, but to be present to what people need, right? So everyone that I work with all day long has a need, whether it's a client who like they need somebody in this role. We've all been in a role in a company where we're like, oh my God, we need an extra person. We need this person to be able to fulfill X, Y, and Z. And you feel it every day. So and the candidates are also either needing something that's more meaningful to them or looking for something new or pivoting or looking to grow their career. And so it puts me in a position in the middle of those two things a lot of the time where I can be of service to two people at once. And where I can be sort of a linchpin connector for making real meaningful change. And that means something to me.
Very cool.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode of Leadership Delivered. Thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you again.
Until next time.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
You've just listened to another episode of mSearch's Leadership Delivered. To learn more and connect with us, click below or head to our website at msearchadvisory.com.